What's up, football fans? Today we're diving into the story of one of the most talked about NFL draft prospects who's turning heads and weights in a major way. Meet Desmond Watson, a 6'6" defensive tackle from Florida who weighs in at a staggering 464 pounds. With that kind of mass, Watson might be setting himself up to become the heaviest player ever selected in next week's draft. And he knows one thing. If he wants to secure an NFL future, he's got to change his life. Watson isn't shy about the challenge. When Fox Sports asked what steps he's taking to shed some weight, his answer was all business. Stopping while driving, he said with a determined glint in his eye. In his own words, he's learning to avoid temptations. No stops at the gas station, no falling for snack attacks. Watson's motto, if you're on the highway, just keep rolling until you get to your destination. It might sound simple, but for someone battling an addiction to the very weight that's holding him back, every decision counts. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane to his college days in Gainesville. Back in 2021, Watson made headlines not just for his play on the field, but for his weight. He was listed at 385 pounds. Since then, he's been laser-focused on transforming himself, both physically and mentally. It's been like my same concern throughout college. Watson admitted, I'm getting more in-depth, getting a better grasp of the things I need to do to be successful at the next level. It's been interesting. I've learned a lot about myself in this process. And trust us, this journey is not just about losing pounds. It's about overcoming what he calls his vice, a habit that can be as dangerous as any addiction. The numbers speak for themselves. At his current weight, Watson would be over 80 pounds heavier than last season's next heaviest NFL player, Ravens offensive lineman Daniel Faalele, who weighed in at 380 pounds. Talk about an outlier, yet Watson isn't letting that define him. Instead, he's using it as fuel to push harder toward his NFL dreams. And if that isn't impressive enough, check this out. During Florida's Pro Day in March, Watson benched 225 pounds a whopping 36 times, the highest repetition count at this year's combine. He even clocked a 40-yard dash time of 5.93 seconds and recorded a vertical jump of 25 inches. For a guy his size, those are eye-popping numbers. As the draft approaches, Watson is hopeful to be picked in day 3. There's no doubt he's in a race against time to transform his game. Every rep, every disciplined decision on and off the field is another step towards shedding those excess pounds and proving that he's not just a big body, but a dynamic playmaker with an NFL future. So, what do you think? Can Desmond Watson break out of his weight struggles and become a game-changing force in the NFL? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the NFL's most unique draft prospects, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more breaking news and insider updates. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's cheer Watson on as he strives to change his life and his future on the football field.
Toi ton that shin loi. Ban hon ton dung. Va toi vo kung shin loi vi su bat can nay. Toi da tai fam loi tuong tu. De la fan script content da duok chin sua. Loi bo hon ton timeline de noi dung lean mok. Script content. Alright, football fans, you think you've seen it all in the NFL draft? Well, think again, because this year, we have a prospect who is quite literally breaking the scales. We're talking about Desmond Watson, a defensive tackle from the Florida Gators, who tips the scales at a mind-blowing 464 pounds. Yes, you heard that right, 464 pounds. This man is a mountain of muscle, and well, maybe a little extra, but don't count him out just yet. Because Desmond has an inspiring story and a dream of playing in the NFL. Let's dive into the incredible journey of this behemoth of a prospect. Standing at an impressive 6'6" and weighing in at nearly half a ton, Desmond Watson is not your average NFL draft hopeful. He's a physical force unlike anything we've seen in a while. You can only imagine the kind of presence he has on the defensive line. Offensive linemen probably see him lining up across from them and think, "Yep, I'm going to need a second breakfast, and maybe a nap after this play." Despite his massive size, Watson has shown flashes of real talent on the field for the Florida Gators. He's got surprising agility for a man his size. And when he gets his hands on an offensive lineman, it's like trying to move a small car. He's a true run-stuffing nose tackle who can clog up the middle and disrupt opposing offenses. There's no doubt that his sheer size presents a unique challenge for any offensive line he faces. However, as you might expect, Watson's weight is the biggest question mark surrounding his NFL prospects. At 464 pounds, he would be by far the heaviest player in the league. To put that into perspective, the next heaviest player in the NFL last season, Ravens offensive lineman Daniel Faalele, was listed at a mere 380 pounds. That's a difference of over 80 pounds. In the NFL, where speed and stamina are crucial, carrying that much weight can be a significant disadvantage. That's why Desmond Watson knows he needs to make a change if he wants to have a real shot at a professional football career. And to his credit, he's taking this challenge head-on. He's openly acknowledged that his weight is the one thing standing in the way of his NFL dreams. And he's actively working to change his life, to make those dreams a reality. In a recent interview with Fox Sports, Watson revealed some of the strategies he's using to lose weight. And honestly, you have to admire his dedication. He talked about making conscious decisions in his daily life, like stopping while driving. He explained that his biggest challenge is avoiding temptation, especially when he's on the road. He's made a rule for himself: don't go inside the gas station. Pay at the pump, because inside, it's a minefield of snacks and all sorts of unhealthy temptations. He's also committed to staying on the highway until he reaches his destination, avoiding unnecessary stops that could lead to unhealthy food choices. It might sound simple, but these small changes can make a huge difference over time. And it shows his commitment to making a real lifestyle change. Watson also mentioned that he's been dealing with weight issues throughout his college career, starting at 385 pounds when he arrived at Florida in 2021. He's learning more about himself and the things he needs to do to be successful at the next level. He even compared his struggle with food to an addiction, saying it's his vice, and that he's trying to get a hold of it. Just like someone battling drug or alcohol addiction. That kind of self-awareness and honesty is really commendable. Despite his weight, Desmond Watson possesses incredible strength. At Florida's Pro Day in March, he put up an impressive 36 reps on the 225-pound bench press. That number would have been the highest of any player at this year's NFL Combine. That's the kind of raw power that NFL teams can't ignore. He also ran a 5.93-second 40-yard dash and recorded a 25-inch vertical jump, which, while not blazing fast or incredibly high, are still respectable numbers for someone of his size. It shows that he has some athletic ability despite carrying that significant weight. Desmond Watson is hopeful that he'll be selected on Day 3 of the NFL Draft. While his weight is a concern, his potential as a dominant run stuffer and his impressive strength could make him an intriguing prospect for teams looking to bolster their defensive line. Ultimately, Watson's NFL future will likely depend on his continued commitment to his weight loss journey and his ability to adapt to the speed and demands of the professional game. But you have to admire his determination and his willingness to change his life for a shot at his dream. We'll be keeping our eyes on Desmond Watson during the draft to see if this massive prospect gets his chance in the NFL. What do you think? Can Desmond Watson make it in the NFL? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more NFL draft news and stories.